Hello, and welcome to the Casino Tears podcast. I'm one of your hosts, 10 Ton is number one, and joining me as my co-host is the one and only Ed Robinson from Roll to Win Craps. If you want more info on our show, please visit our page at casinotears.com. On this week's show, we discuss Thanksgiving, F1, Bellagio, Baccarat, slots. We also touch on the NIL, Aria, West Virginia, Fran Tarkenton, Bob Barker, cheat sheets, bocce, and Ed talks some blackjack. Ed.
What's happening?
I'm just getting set up, man. Thanks for waiting.
It's just been 24 hours.
Ed, I like your outfit today.
Wait.
What color is that? Is that like a mustard or
This here?
Yeah.
It's chamois.
Chamois.
Yeah.
Is that a color?
I don't know.
You look kind of warm. Hunting?
I'm getting ready to hunt craps.
Nice, man. Nice. So, Ed, happy Thanksgiving. Belated happy Thanksgiving.
Happy belated Thanksgiving to you.
You're looking quite refreshed, man.
I got to show you something.
Let's see.
I'm fixing to try something I never tried before.
Oh, what do you got? Oh, piggyback. Whistle pig?
Yeah. And it's got a pig to pour it out of.
Oh, that's cool, man. That is cool. That's what you're drinking for tonight's show?
Yeah. We're going to give it a shot. I've never tried it before.
Yeah. Big square ice cube.
You got to have a cube. This is rye. This is rye whiskey. It's quite good for a rye. So what are you going to talk about besides you going to Bellagio last night when I told you not to go?
You know about that.
No, I told you to go and you said, I'm not going to go. I know all about it. Kate hit a 12, throw 14 11s and a 30 roller. I know all about that shit.
Dude, listen, do you want to talk about this? I
have spies. I have spies everywhere.
All right, cool. We can talk about this. Although I got to tell you, Ed, it is possible. I've reached my limit of listening to myself. I cannot listen to myself anymore. I'm sick of hearing myself talk because I've been editing this upcoming podcast and it was mostly me talking, but I think this upcoming podcast, which actually they will have already heard by the time this comes out. They will have already heard this. So we're talking about in the future, but last week's podcast that they will have heard. I'm sort of apologizing, but there's nothing I can do about it. I was just yapping away because we were talking about that role at Caesars and what I thought of the class, which given, Ed, what you found out, your spies have told you that I went to Bellagio. Given what happened last night, I'm even more convinced about what I said last week on the podcast about our event, experience, class being so important for any person that is addicted to this game.
Is that the right word to use?
I think it is. I don't know. I like that word. Yeah, we are, because it's like, you just can't give it up. You know what, dude? I was just thinking about this today. Out of all the games in the casino, I was thinking about what I'm thankful for. I'm thankful that this game exists because compared to all the other games, no offense to all the slot players, blackjack players, poker players, Baccarat players, craps is just a way cooler game. And it's not even close. Don't you think?
I agree 100%. I agree 100%. Not to mention roulette.
Oh, yeah. Forgot roulette.
And craps players are some of the most stubborn people.
Yeah.
Opinionated.
Yeah.
Mathematical idiots and non-mathematical geniuses you'll ever see.
Yeah, dude. But craps players, man, I'm thankful for all the people that we have listening to us, that are subscribed to our Patreon.
Oh, this is a Thanksgiving theme, thankful.
Yeah, I guess so. But like, also, I'm just thankful that this game exists because it is a cooler game, man. I know that you occasionally will go and play slots like Birdman does and Gargoyle does. And, hey, everybody, Jeff from Dice Setters does.
Does he do it?
Yeah, he does it. Yeah. And so I know that slots is a thing. I just can't stand slots. And probably it's because I stare at my computer, that, all day long. That's why I don't gamble online or anything like that.
I don't do it a lot. I don't play a lot of black. I mean, used to play blackjack. I'll even play a little bit of other things, but I don't play Pie Gals tiles or nothing like that because I'm too stupid.
Man, it's just a cool game, man. It is just way cooler. It's like on another level than the other games. I feel like the other games are really, no offense, okay? I mean, those are
Just
just, it's really black and white. There's more skill that goes into being a craps player. I mean, that's going to get me in trouble, but I
yeah,
think there's more strategy.
especially with the card counters.
There's more skill. There's actually more dexterity, which no other casino game has, except maybe Baccarat. Let's see how much I can crinkle and bend up the card because that'll do something, right? That's the skill in Baccarat. Let me just crinkle it up and lift it up super slow and bend it.
They throw every deck away anyway. I mean, I play a little. I've played a little baccarat. I got a friend who plays a lot of baccarat, but it's a street game, just kind of like craps is a street game. But it's supposed to be 50-50, but there's going to be streaks in it, and you got to catch those streaks. Craps is a negative EV, but if you catch the right streaks, you're going to have an extremely positive experience.
I think craps is a more satisfying game overall to practice, play. You can really go and practice Baccarat. Hey, let me go practice slots. Hey, Ed, I'll be right back. I gotta go practice Baccarat.
You don't even touch the card. You don't even touch the cards.
I'm just gonna pick.
This is me practicing Baccarat. That's me moving a chip out. I mean, that's all you got to do. You just sit. That's it. Now, a lot of people play craps, but they don't know how to toss. They try, or I've seen a lot of people pass every time. I've seen, they just pick them up and sling them. But they enjoy the game. Problem with craps is most people like it so much, they stay way too long.
But wouldn't that be with any game? Almost any game? Stay till your money's gone.
Well, we talked about that a couple of weeks ago. What's your stop loss? Your stop loss 0? That's not smart.
I didn't think. Oh, Bump John. I talked to him. He says, roll tide. You guys won today?
We did win today.
Well, congratulations.
I'm basically surprised we won because we suck.
Yeah, Michigan beat Ohio State.
I saw that. Saw the fight.
No, I didn't see the fight. I just heard about it.
Oh man, that was the best part. Old Michigan guy went out there and tried to plant the flag right in the middle of that O.
Oh, no way. He did that? Why would you do that? I don't think that's cool. I don't think that's cool. Is that cool? Fuck that. That's not cool.
That's something I would do. But
really? Then you should get your ass beat by all those Ohio State players.
Oh, that was like the police had to use pepper spray to get those guys out of there.
Was this after they won?
Yeah.
Or before? Oh,
after.
Yeah, there's something about being a classy winner, right? Act like you've been there before.
Or a classy loser.
I don't know, man. Act like you've been there before, like I did yesterday.
Always act like you've been there before, for sure. Yeah. There was a fight during the Alabama-Auburn game on the sidelines. Everybody a little bit testy. I tell you what it is. I will just bore our Patreons to death with this, but it's an evolution of what has become of the college football game, where coaches have no control over the football players and all the people holding the money bags do.
Man.
And every kid is entitled to a big old wad of cash, whether he's worth a shit or not. And they're going to get out there and they're going to do stupid stuff because somebody's got a bunch of money invested in them. And if they'd cut that money down a little bit, and these coaches would have the cojones to go out there and yank those guys around by that face mask and kick them in the nuts a couple of times and send them to the sideline, some of that shit would stop.
Man, that's old school. That's discipline, right?
Imagine that.
What's happened? What's happened to the world today?
Something that worked since creation went away with NIL.
Again, I'm not a big college football fan.
Well, I mean, it's just semi-pro stuff now. I mean, so they're paid just like your Vikings guys are.
Man,
they draft them. I mean, they have. I mean, frig, man, they have the portal where they can change schools. I swear, 3 or 4 times a year. Highest bidder. I mean, that's just nothing but freaking pros.
Yeah, Ed, we should do that. If there was The NCL,
We need a portal for craps.
the National Craps League, dude. The NCL, dude.
I agree.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, dude. We can like the volleyball team. You could coach the Casino Tiers team. Oh man.
Not during volleyball season.
Yeah, no, but we have colors already, man. We have like gold and black. Unfortunately, there's no red on our thing, no purple like the Vikings. We have Pittsburgh Steelers colors almost, which I'm fine with, man. Our
Oh, did you have to point that out to me?
Yeah, our team colors are gold and black, dude. Kind of like the Knights. Man, that'd be great, dude. You're the coach of the of our craps football team.
What are you going to play? Water boy?
I, no, dude, I redshirted. I think I got called up, man. I think I'm on the starting roster now, starting lineup.
You're on the roster. You're on the roster.
I want to play safety. I want to play safety. I want to be like a two-way player, play offense and defense. I want to play safety. And I don't know, man. Who's QB? Are you coaching QB?
No, I'm too old to be a QB anymore.
I wouldn't mind being a QB, dude.
You're too short. You're too short.
Listen, Fran Tarkenton was short.
Yeah, but his linemen were short back then too. That's why he ran around so much so he could see over his line. I know Fran Tarkenton. Went to Georgia.
He did. You're right. What was his middle name?
Sis.
No.
First name was Fran. I don't know.
It was Asbury. Isn't that's a strange name? I'm pretty sure it was.
That's gotta be a
Asbury.
a family surname.
Yeah, it could be.
Most likely.
Francis Asbury Tarkenton. I hope I'm right. All right. So, Ed, what else you thankful for, man? I'm thankful that the game exists, and the game is the coolest game. It really is, man.
It is the best game.
All right. So, Ed, there's a couple things we can talk about. Okay.
Okay.
First of all, we should mention what we never mention in our show, Facebook.
Yeah.
Because I need to remind you about Facebook because it never gets mentioned. Maybe it gets mentioned. I don't even know if it's on our intro.
No, it's not.
Okay. I'll add that at some point.
Fix that.
We have a Facebook page that you run.
Yes. It's the only thing I'm allowed to do.
I'm thankful. I am thankful that
You're thankful that you're letting me run Facebook.
I'm thankful that I don't have to deal with anything that has to do with Facebook. And I'm thankful that you let me run most of the other stuff. What do you have to do for Facebook? You have to send you a message to apply.
They just have to apply. No, they have to apply. That's it. And then I'll go in and make sure it's a real person.
We should probably advertise that more, right? That there's a
Facebook
we got
like 180 people in there.
Yeah, I know. You're good about posting shit on there because I sent you those pictures from F1, which I have a lot of great photos, better than the ones that I sent you.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I was getting texts from people saying, "Hey man, I saw your
Yeah, they're gonna stay at your house for F1.
I saw your F1 pictures. F1, dude.
Did you like it?
You know who was over here? Sheets Parlinsky.
Good old Sheets.
Yeah, Sheets Parlinsky stopped over, brought his daughter and her boyfriend, who was super into F1. I don't really know much about F1. He was telling me that last year, the most exciting moment happened at the corner of Harmon and Vegas, right where my view is, where I look down on. He was like, this is where the guy, I don't know, it's like Verstappen. I don't know his name, Max. When he got a
ticket. He got a ticket, Verstappen.
That's where he passed the guy, Ed. So that was supposed to be like a big highlight. It was a good race. I mean, it was nice because I was able to watch it and then watch it right on TV and then look down and watch it. It's a pretty great view. So I should post some I got videos and obviously I'm going to go through them and I'll post them on Patreon.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet.
I think you should. I mean, Gargoyle, he's one of the guys who absolutely freaking goes ape nuts over F1.
Yeah. Gargoyle sent us an email.
He stays up at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning to watch them when they're like Spain or England or wherever they race.
I got to tell you, man, it's good to watch on TV. I guess you really have to be into F1 to like watch it because I can't imagine being down on the ground because it's like they go by so fast.
You can't see it. You can't see it.
It's more of an excuse kind of have a party and an event. And this year, it wasn't too gnarly as far as traffic goes. For the most part, it was done pretty good, I'd have to say.
There were a few issues that they were still sorting through when I was there 2 weeks prior, but I mean, it wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't like horrible. So F1 has come and gone.
That's holiday time. How were the crowds this weekend? Thanksgiving.
All right, I'll tell you about. First of all, I didn't go out on like Thanksgiving Eve or Thanksgiving, but last night.
Yeah, last night you called me and said, Ed, we can't record.
We can't record because I was too stressed. Thank God.
Yep. And I said, go meet Stint, take you $3,000 or $4,000 and just go play, blow off some steam. You went, no, I'm not going to play. I'm not going to play.
Yeah. I wasn't.
Said, well, if you don't feel like playing, don't play.
Yeah, because that's part of the new leaf that I'm turning over, dude.
Yeah.
As people will know from last week when they listened to that podcast.
So what happened between the time I hung up the phone with you and I got all those emails this morning and photographs of you at Bellagio?
I'm curious to hear about those emails. Okay, so if they match up with my story, then you'll know I'm not lying. So I even told Stent, by the way, he's Sicilian too. I said, listen, I don't know if I'm going to play at all. So I walked over. It was good to get out of my place because I really haven't left it in like 2 days. Walked over to Bellagio, met up with Stent Placer. Oh, Ed, we should do some best of lists for, this is something I was thinking about before I forget. Dude, for the year end, best of 2024, dude, we should do like best craps handle. We should have like top 3. We should make some top 10 lists or some top 5 lists, dude.
All right. Sounds fun.
Year end. So anyway, go and meet Stent Placer. He's like, you want to play over here? I'm like,
this is the first time you've met him?
First time I've met him in person.
I played with him in Biloxi a few times.
He's a cool dude, man.
Yeah.
Nice guy. He's looking, he's like, well, this table's open. Crapless table. The one that I played with Pappy Van Winkle on.
Oh, it wasn't the one I was on.
It wasn't that one.
Okay.
No one was on it. Same thing when Pappy Van Winkle and I played at a long time ago. There was no one there. And it was like, well, it was a perfect scenario. It was a scenario that I'd say, yes, I'm going to play this table because I can go stick right 1, which is my new position. It's actually stick right 1 and 2. I take up that much space. He had stick left 1.
Yeah. It started out a little rough, didn't it?
It started out a little rough. This will all make sense to everyone after they listen to the podcast from last week. But yeah, dude, this was another great moment for me because, again, I haven't played since Caesars. Yeah. And that session was ultimately turned out to be a great session. I started out, I was rolling that the 5-4-4-5 set that I've been practicing on at my place. I said I was going to buy in. At the position I said I was going to buy in, I said, I'm only going to play these 4 casinos.
Okay.
These specific tables, only playing from stick right 1. And I'm going in with my normal $10,000 bankroll to start. Just standardizing everything. My toss is being standardized or really being worked on hardcore. So it did start out a little rough, but not that rough. We were both down a little bit, but we just kept getting the dice, and I switched to the set that you told me to work on next after you got my book.
Yep.
On the 5-4-4-5 set that I was working on.
Yep. So why didn't you start with that set?
You know what? Because I wanted to start with I knew the 5-4-4-5 better.
Familiarity. How do you say that? I can't say it.
Familiarity.
It was familiar to you.
Yeah, it was. It was. You're right.
Familiarity. I can't say it all of a sudden.
Now I can't say it. Yeah, so anyway, dude. All right, so listen.
I'm listening and laughing.
I did hit a ton of hard ways with that 5-4-4-5 set. And there was this guy next to me, man. The crazy thing is, I would never advise this with anything. This guy, all he did was bet $400 on the hard ways while I was shooting. 100 on each hard way. Dude, the guy made like $3,000. He made $3,000. I wasn't betting big on my hard ways, I wasn't at all. In fact, I hit 2 hard 4s in a row. Bam, bam. And then I'd hit a hard 10. I hit every hard way imaginable with that set when I was shooting. Couldn't string together anything big. I knew the numbers that I would tend to throw based off of that book.
Yeah.
And this will ring true from last episode. I threw a lot of 12s with that set for some reason. The set placer saw it. My first toss, I hit a 12. I put $100 on it right off the bat. It was nice. I feel like what I've been taking from practicing at home, and I've been practicing a lot and not playing, it does
change your game.
Dude, my game is completely changed.
I'm glad to hear it.
I'm a changed man.
Because you've been hard-headed for a year now. Really, really, really hard. You've been in denial, hard-headed until you witnessed the event on the 31st floor.
Yeah. And that's what this whole episode is about, that they will have heard, which I'm sick of listening to myself and editing because I can't stand hearing myself talk. But Ed, I didn't know what I didn't know.
I will try to talk more.
You know, I didn't know what I didn't know. That was the problem. So when you see it, and in fact, I was talking to Toranaga today, and I was telling him again how important that event was for me. And I think I'm just going to keep proving it. So if I can continue with Bellagio, the hard way guy made a lot of money because I was hitting hard ways. I don't know if I was really stressed. I felt good though. I felt like I was in command. And, oh, by the way, Ed, this is one thing that I realized, and I mentioned this in last week's, where I set the dice down for where I start my throw on the deck. They're behind me against the wall. What I realize now is that spot is the same at Aria as it is at Bellagio, and it's right where the pyramid thing ends and meets the mirror. So now it's really sweet because I've got like a marker.
Yeah.
It's like multiple markers. That's where I have my dice set down on the deck. Like I said, I almost take up stick 1, stick 2, that position because I have my left arm out. Man, dude, I rolled for a long time.
Yeah.
I wish someone had counted that roll.
Well, Stent said it was 30 minimum.
Minimum.
Yeah, minimum. That's what he said.
Did he tell you I hit the small twice?
Yep.
Yeah, 25 and 50 on it.
Nice.
Tons of 6s, tons of 8s with your set that you gave me.
Off of?
The 3262, which I've been working on. That's the new set I've been working on. And man, I hit a ton of inside numbers. I made back all the money that I was down and then some.
How far back did you make up?
Easily six grand.
Nice. Love it. And guess what? Bellagio didn't sweat a penny of that, did they?
Dude, first of all, that Bellagio crew, I never met that floor guy ever. His name was Manny. He was cool as fuck, man.
Manny?
Manny. What, you know?
Does he look like a game show host?
I don't know, man. He looks like he could be in, I don't know. He looks like a game show host.
Yeah.
Like Bob Barker, game show host? No.
Yeah.
He looks like he
okay.
could be
There's one there that looks like Bob Barker.
No. Dude, Bob Barker, by the way, when I lived in LA, he lived right down the road from me, like a few blocks away.
He doesn't run a craps crew.
No. But afterwards, Manny came up, shook his hand, and he was like, listen, I had both you guys rated really high. And I was like, well, thanks. He ran a great crew. Every time I've had a great roll, I've had the crew up there with me.
Yeah.
Making money.
Yeah.
So yeah, it had to be over a 30, easy over a 30 roller for sure.
What was your max bet on a box number?
Surprisingly, Ed.
Because I know you threw a bunch of 11s.
The problem is I was in collect mode, so I wasn't going super crazy. I had them up to 100. Ed, you know what? I have a different mentality, I think, and that's the one thing. Listen, man, I made like 8,000 on that roll.
You could have made 40.
I know. I made 8,000 on that roll. I know, Ed. I know.
I'm dying.
I know.
Dude, have I got to teach you how to bet?
No, you don't. No, you don't.
I think I do.
Again, was in a more of a collect mindset. Maybe I need to lose that collect mindset when I'm down. So I was more conscious of taking
But you
money.
got back to even at some point.
Yeah, I got back to even.
And
at some
every
point.
hand stands alone. Every hand stands alone. Every session stands alone.
But it took me a minute to get back to even, dude.
All right,
to
so
make six grand on a roll, it takes a minute.
that takes a minute, but you bet big. So it shouldn't even take but about half a minute.
I was down. I wasn't starting at like 250 on a number. I started at 150, and I didn't go crazy on all these.
I don't want you to start at 250. How many 11s did you throw?
I think I ended up throwing 3
that's
total.
Not many. That's not enough.
And I wasn't on
the way he talked, it was like more.
Maybe it was more, but I mean, I never threw a fucking 12, which is what I needed, and that would have been the huge payday.
Yeah. So you got to make your payday off the boxes until that big one comes.
I made my payday off that, and then I actually hitting the small though twice was helpful.
Very.
You know, and I went back up with 50 on it.
Always press at the MGM properties, folks. When you hit one side, go ahead and if you're at a 5, go ahead and just go to 10. If you're at a quarter, go to 50.
I tell you what, that was smart. That's what I liked about that crew. They were so nice and attentive. And I'm sure Stank can back me up on this. They were just with it. They weren't letting you make a mistake. They were reminding you of everything or maybe overlook anything. They were encouraging, let's go back up, but let's press your. They were encouraging that, which was cool.
They see it every day, dude. They can recognize it.
I really try to set up my rolls so that everyone's on the same page. When I get the dice, I'm like, here's like $25. You bet my numbers with me. And they immediately are, let's go. They're on my team. And I think it's as simple as that. So yeah, it might cost me $25. I don't care. They're on the team and they're like the pit crew, dude. You know what I mean? I have a pit crew ready to help me on this roll.
Yeah, that's what they're there for. If they're good, because they were standing there twiddling their thumbs, so you showed up.
And everyone was nice. And you'd think like sometimes I get a little nervous. Like I never know if the floor guy's going to be like, give you any look. Man, they're fucking cool. Once they see that you're betting with the dealers and you're giving them action, everything's awesome. And in fact, the floor even yelled at a guy at one point who came in and bought in during one of my decent rolls.
Very nice. What did he say to him?
Said no bet because he threw his money down in the middle of the roll. And then this guy, they literally got into it. The floor and this other guy, and this guy was a dick. And he's like, oh, you superstition. He's one of those dick craps players. Like, I don't know why they exist. Why don't they should go play another game? They should go play blackjack or something.
Yeah.
So anyway,
our tiddlywinks.
He threw his money down. Then it was a no roll, and they got into it. I should have turned my bets off, Ed. I didn't. And I was just starting to heat up a 7 out right after that. Then this guy doesn't make a bet. He just colors up and then leaves. This is one of those dicks.
Yeah, that's a bad move.
Ended up having a really, really, really great roll. I know it was over 30 for sure. It would have been really interesting to see. But yeah, Ed, I was grinding and collecting and making sure I put money in my rack versus let's get these bets crazy. I was thinking now that I'm up, I was going for it. Hopefully I hit that 12. Ed, here's the thing that I wish I was more practiced for. I wish I had known, and I will get there, that I needed to. A full-length extended version of this podcast is available exclusively on our Patreon page. New episodes drop weekly every Tuesday. We hope you enjoyed this podcast and will tell all of your fellow craps-playing friends about it. Please follow Casino Tears on Apple Podcast, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app. If you like the show, please rate it 5 stars and leave a review. The best and most fun way to contact us would be to call and leave a message on our official Casino Tears vent line, 229-07. You can also email us at no7@casinotears.com. And lastly, to help support this podcast, you can visit our Patreon at patreon.com/casinotears. On behalf of Roll to Win Craps from Alabama and 10 Ton is #1 from Las Vegas, thanks for listening.